Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. Today we are doing a wackadoo bolo video, yay! In case you don't know, bolo stands for be on the lookout. So these are really fun to learn because some of them are really unexpected and you wouldn't even think they'd be worth money if you didn't know. So it's always good to keep up on our research. Fill our brains with all the bolo knowledge that we can fit in there and actually remember because yeah, I know my memory is not what it used to be, believe me. Don't get me started. But we're learning together and we're trying to remember the best we can. Thumbs up if you're watching this video and you're cool. Okay, thumbs it up. If you want to subscribe and help a sister out, do it. So I am Jules, the one woman show, the full-time flipper, the single mama, and I am here to share and have fun with y'all. And let's just get right into this, guys. Let's check out some wackadoo bolos. Let's go. Okay, so the first bolo, guys, is board games. Now, a lot of these board games are vintage, a bit obscure, but I thought I would go over a few of these because whenever I'm at the thrift stores or estate sales, whatever, I'm really confused when it comes to board games. I usually look past them. I don't really know much about them. Yeah, if they look old, I might kind of look them up or whatever, but I'm not very knowledgeable about that. So I kind of looked through, did a little research, and thought I'd share the Bolo board games to really be on the lookout for. So check it out, guys. Upon researching, these are the ones I found that are selling the most and worth the most money out of what I researched. I'm sure there's a ton more, but these are the ones I'm going to share with you. Okay, this board game is vintage and it's called Hotels. Looking at this kind of reminds me of Monopoly a little bit. I don't know. And it's worth a lot of money. This one's 75, then we got 175. And I'm sure you know when it comes to board games, you kind of have to make sure they have their pieces. And some of the valuable ones, it doesn't even matter if it's missing pieces, you can still make quite a bit of money from them or part them out and make money that way. So yeah, hotels was a big one that popped up right away when I researched. And this one called Which Witch. I thought it was kind of funny. Which Witch? Vintage 1970 Milton Bradley Which Witch game complete? Question mark. So they think it's complete. I don't know. That's funny. $85. Well, I feel like if I seen that out and about, I'd definitely look it up. It's just really cool looking and different, you know? But here's one, Dark Tower board game. I feel like I've heard of this one before, Dark Tower. And it even says here, replacement parts, pawns, and dragon, vintage. So it must not even be complete. And that sold for $99.95 plus shipping. So nice. All right, then I kept finding, which I already kind of knew, some of the 80s and 90s like girly games. Some that I had when I was young, yeah. Dream Phone, I remember this, $99.99 for Dream Phone. Dang, I always think if I would have kept these things, but you don't know, okay? You don't know. Girl Talk Dateline, I had that one too. Vintage 1989 Girl Talk. Oh boy. Okay. All right. And this is another one to always be on the lookout for is Mall Madness. Yeah. One year for Christmas, my grandma Pat got me this. I remember I wanted it so bad. It was like number one on my Christmas list, Mall Madness. So it was really big back in the day. And it does have a ton of parts and stuff to it. So yeah, it would be really cool to find that with all the pieces and everything, because I bet a lot of them are missing pieces, and which makes it even more valuable when you would find it with everything. Definitely be on the lookout for Mall Madness. Okay, so these ones, Battle Masters and Hero Quest. I went to a rummage sale a while back and I found both of them, and I paid $5 for both of them together. And I just remember in my brain, I thought, I feel like I've heard these were big money and I'm just going to get them. I didn't even know at the time. Like, I kind of had that inkling in my head. And then, yeah, thankfully I caught them and they were worth big money. But I will warn you, these have a ton of pieces and it takes time to go through them all. I had to kind of research and figure out all the pieces that actually belong in the games. And I think the one was missing like one piece. This game had so many pieces. It was crazy. And it was missing one piece. So it had to be incomplete, but I just noted that, you know, and it still sold for quite a bit of money. So they were definitely still very good flips despite missing pieces. And like I said, you can always part them out too. So also when I was researching board games, this kept popping up and I thought I would share. Vintage Bakelite backgammon pieces, like chips. They look like this. They can be in different colors. See these vintage large tournament Bakelite swirl tiles with dice, $250. Okay. Here's another one down here. Bakelite comes in so many colors, and there's more common colors for Bakelite. And all you do to test it is some people will rub it, like get the friction going with it, and you smell it. If it smells like hermaldified.
Formaldehyde.
I can't say hermaldified. It smells bad, okay? It smells like chemicals. Like you'll know if you sniff it and it's like, whoo, yeah, that's Bakelite. Okay. And a story, I actually was at Salvation Army not long ago, and this girl was scooting around, you know, putting stuff on the shelves, and I seen this and I got it. It's a big old vintage, yeah, not in the greatest condition as you can see, but it's a backgammon game. And the price is still on it. Actually, I don't know if you can see it, but it's $2.99 is how much I paid. And I was so stoked when I found this because I'm like, oh, that's got to be Bakelite. I thought for sure, guys. Look at it. It is pretty cool, and it's a velvet, but it's kind of in not the greatest condition. But look at these. The chips. I thought for sure, I'm like, oh, those might not be Bakelite, but there's a very good chance they might be. So I snagged it for $3, and it's not Bakelite. So I can still sell it, obviously, but it's not worth near as much. That stuff happens, and just be on the lookout. Okay, so if you don't already know about Bakelite, the rubbing effect can work, but also running it under hot water really works well. That's how I usually test it when I get home. But if you want to keep this stuff handy, it works really good too. Really cheap. I just got it on Amazon, and you just take a Q-tip and put this on a little bit. It's just kind of like white, and you put it on the Q-tip and you rub it on the Bakelite. It won't hurt it or anything. And if it turns like any kind of brownish color, that means you got Bakelite. So that's always good to have handy too. Okay, so yes, be on the lookout for old board games that are rare and Bakelite chips, and also there's Bakelite dice too that you can find. So be on the lookout for all that stuff, guys. Now we are going back to the very odd, okay? Now, in one of my first Bolo videos I ever did, I mentioned men's vintage, like new old stock underwear. Well, it goes both ways, guys. Here we got granny panties. Yes, granny panties that are old. And what's weird with these, check it out, guys, is I couldn't find barely any that were actually in the package. Okay, these are just underwears, just big old underwears that are old and selling for a lot of money. I believe it's not even like allowed to sell used underwear on eBay. Like that's not a thing you're allowed to do. I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to be doing that. So I'm not sure if they're listing these under new or what. I mean, none of them look bad. They look like they could very well be new old stock, but a lot of them don't have tags on them or anything. I'm just disclaimering that out there, but this is crazy, guys. Vintage pink floral lace granny panties, medium nylon mushroom. What does it say mushroom? I don't even know what's up with that. The name I kept seeing over and over and over again is Vanity Fair. Okay, that's a big one. Vanity Fair panties, mushroom brush nylon. Oh, here's mushroom again. Okay, so it must be some kind of thing describing the granny panties. Not sure, but okay. Okay, then I found these that aren't so much granny, but they're old. Vintage J.C. Penney bikini panties, nice and spicy, 80s satin and lace. I thought, oh my gosh, nice and spicy, but that's actually what they're called because I looked at the tag here and look at J.C. Penney, nice and spicy. Yep, these can't be new. There's no way these are new. Like, how would you even know? Because there's like no actual tags on them or anything. Here we got rare vintage Madame Form Chantilly panties, silky nylon brief. Okay, 14 bids, 122.50. Holy crap. Someone's got a lot of them here. Vanity Fair panties, vintage panty floral. Lot of 4, second skin, 120 bucks. Whew. Lordy. Alrighty. Oh, these babies are really old, guys. NOS vintage 60s Vanity Fair nylon sheer pink lace leg nylon gusset. Is that how you say that? Panties. $295. Okay. I really like the way the seller decorated their little backgrounds there. It's super cute. But anywho, Vanity Fair, that's a close up. A lot of these have just kind of really normal, like plain looking tags with the name on them. Very old school. Here's another one, Vanity Fair. Old vintage granny panties. They can go for big money. So be on the lookout if you dare. Make sure you look into it first. Don't get kicked off of eBay. Okay. Okay, this is a new one to me. Really cute, whimsical brand called Glitterville. They make like ornaments and little trinkets and like decor, different, all kinds of different stuff. And it's so cute. Check it out, guys. Some of the stuff I did notice is Department 56, and some was also Anthropology. So apparently they have like different collaborations with different companies, which is cool too. So here we see some Easter garland. This is just 6 foot of Easter garland with eggs, bunnies, chicks, jelly beans, $115 plus shipping. Retired Glitterville Candy Vision Garland, Department 56. So these all look like cute little like candies. And down here we have popsicles that look like they're melting. So yeah, all this stuff is so cute, I thought. Here is Glitterville Pinky the Whale, display large paper mache. 35-inch. Ooh, that's probably pretty darn big. Holy crap. Yeah. And we have icicles, cute little icicles, and we have cookie ornaments. Those are adorable. Sweet Toothy the Bat, tabletop cotton candy Halloween. Aw. And the tag looks like this if you find a tag, anyhow. It says Stephen Brown's Glitterville Studios. So on some of the stuff, if you were to find it new, but also I kept finding this little mark on the back that says Glitterville. So I don't know if that's a sticker or what, but it might have that on it. This really cute here. This is a Department 56 one. Department 56 Halloween Glitterville cake plate. Very cute, and $160. Wow. And on the back of this one, this is what it looked like. It did say Department 56, but also Glitterville on it. And I found these mushrooms. Oh my gosh, look at these guys. Anthropology glass mushroom, $93. Look at that mushroom, how cute it is. Oh, okay, and this one too, guys. Just get right out of town with this one. New Glitterville, 14-inch s'more marshmallow display, sleeping Christmas decoration. Oh my god. It even has a little flame. I can't even with that s'more. But anywho, as you see, cute, whimsical decorations. Something probably not a lot of people know about. I wouldn't think so. That's definitely a good one to keep your eyes peeled for. Glitterville, guys. Bolo. Okay, so this one's a little bit of a shocker because a lot of resellers know that precious moments just don't really usually sell for much of anything. There's so many of them out there. They're cute, but yeah, they're not really worth picking up most of the time. But there's exceptions, as usual. With the precious moments, if you did not know, these are the ones to pick up if you ever find them out and about. It's the nativity precious moments. This one is called Come Let Us Adore Him, and it's from 1982 UNESCO, and it definitely is very collectible. I see people posting that, and then there's actual pieces that go with that. Like the main box here has all the figures and the baby Jesus and everything and the animals. And then there's different boxes that have like backgrounds and little scenic things in them too. So this one with the mini nativity houses and palm trees, that one alone sold for $80 plus shipping. So there's definitely money in these guys. And here I saw this. This is a Precious Moments Nativity wall pieces. It's just 2 sections of a wall, $99, free shipping. And right here is the same thing. There's a bunch of them that sold in a row here. One sold for 100, 180, and 190. So yeah, that's kind of crazy and good to know. A lot of nativity scenes can actually do very well. I should do a whole video on nativity scenes because there's different ones that definitely go for big money. So it's a nice around Christmas time when the thrift stores put out all their like nativity stuff because usually you can get them at a pretty good price. So it's always something to keep your eye out for. And you can even get them and piece them out because people are always looking for like ones that have broke from their set. So if you like to piece things out, that's always a good thing too. Okay, so the lesson here is definitely don't disregard all precious moments. Some of them can be worth decent money. The nativity scenes are definitely a bolo, guys. Be on the lookout for precious moments nativities. Bolo, baby. Okay, so this one's new to me and definitely good to know because this is something I could see not being priced up at all. I would never know this. Of course, I am not an expert in this category at all, but good to know either way. Okay, so they're vintage metal cassette tapes that are no longer available in stores. They're from like the 80s, 90s, I believe, and they're better quality. They're just good quality cassette tapes, and collectors are definitely on the lookout for these, and eBay's pretty much the only place to find them. A lot of the info with these I am very like not knowledgeable about, so I don't really understand some of the terms and everything. I just know they're good quality cassette tapes that people are on the lookout for, and they look like this. So I can't really go into detail about this. They're just tapes you can find and flip. Okay, so it looks like the main ones are Sony, Maxell, and this one called TDK. And there's different variations. Type 4, I think, is the main one. And then they have SR and ES, and I don't know, guys. They will say metal on them somewhere. So as long as you know that, I think you're okay. And I actually looked it up because I was curious. I'm like, are they actually made of metal? And it says they are made of metal particles, whatever that means. So, yeah, metal particles. Isn't that metal, or is that, or does that mean there's like metal particles like in other stuff, so it's not complete metal, but what you talking about, okay, I don't know, but guys, they're bolo, so definitely be on the lookout for these things. Metal cassette tapes, bolo, baby. Okay, next one is really cool. These are Lemix Spooky Town creations. They look like Christmas village houses, but they're Halloween themed and they're very collectible, and some of them are worth a ton of money. This seller posted a little video to show this octopus in action. Super cool. Rare Lemmick Spooky Town Octo Squeeze Giant Squid Carnival Ride. Holy crap, 425 plus shipping. Wow. Very cool. I mean, that's crazy. Look at that thing. Lemmick Spooky Town 2011 Gothic Haunted Mansion retired. Lemmick Spooky Town Halloween Destiny Terminal retired. Dang, these are really cool. And the box is pretty noticeable. It's like, looks like a spider web, and it's like black and then orange, you know, Halloween, obviously, but it has a pretty distinct look to it, you know, if they're in their box. Look at this, Lemix Frankenstein Undertaker Motorcycle Spooky Town. That's cool. 167 plus, or no, 167 free shipping. So yeah, so many cute ones. And when I was looking up these ones, I thought, just in case some people are newer to reselling and don't know, this one I think a lot of resellers already know, but Department 56, which I kind of mentioned earlier with the Glitterville stuff, bolos too. I'll show some examples. A lot of it's just Christmas Village stuff, but they also make Halloween stuff. Right here, they have Wizard of Oz. That's really cool. And then this one I thought was cool, Department 56 Grinch Village, Whoville Toy Store. So they have like a Grinch village. So it's a lot of Christmas villages. They're made very well. They're marked somewhere. The bottom will say Department 56. And I'm assuming the same with the spooky towns. I didn't really notice that, but you think they would be marked on the bottom. During the Christmas season, there's usually a lot of like Christmas village things at the thrift stores, and a lot of them really don't go for much, but the Department 56 ones are just super collectible. About a year ago, I went to this flea market and this guy was selling a bunch of Department 56, and it was all based off the New York Yankees. Really cool. And I bought like 4 or 5 of them off of him because he was selling them so cheap. What did I pay? Like some I paid 10 and maybe some I paid 24. I don't remember exactly, but they were all worth like $100. So actually, I don't even think I've found any Department 56 since that time. But yeah, some of them took a little longer to sell and some of them sold right away, but they all sold and for good money. So definitely something to always be on the lookout for, guys. Spooky Town and Department 56, Bolo. Okay, another one I thought of adding in just for people who might not know, because I believe this one might be a little more common too. It's the Avon Advent calendars. They're fabric and they're from like the 80s, I think. Yeah, they have a little mouse that goes in each pocket. When you change the day, he goes in the little pocket. Super cute. And sometimes he's missing. If he's missing, you can't get quite as much. But you can also sell the mouse by itself, as you can see here, just a little mouse guy. Cute little guy. And I've even seen people like remake the mouse too, like sew up a little mouse. I mean, honestly, you could probably stick anything in there, like a little plush or something, but most people probably want the original. When these are new and not opened or anything, and you can't actually find them like that still, it's kind of weird, but they look like this. They're all rolled up and they're just going to look like a little like tube almost, and it says Christmas countdown calendar Avon. Yeah, this one here sold for $169.95 plus shipping for a new Avon Christmas calendar. So these are popular. I could totally see this at like a rummage sale or something like that. And a lot of people don't know the value of these. And other advent calendars can do well too. So definitely something to be on the lookout if you didn't know already. Avon Advent Calendar. Okay, last one for today is vintage letterpress woodblock letters. These are really cool. So here's some examples, guys. A lot of these ones are the wooden ones, but if you see down here, the wooden ones are bigger. They're going to be like maybe like 3 inches. They come in different sizes though, so they range around there. But if you see down here, they do have the vintage antique printing press typeset letters, number spacers. And those ones are actually metal. So some of them can be metal too, $235. So I believe the metal ones were used more for like newspapers and such back in the day. And the wooden ones were used more for like posters and things, like bigger things. So this is how they used to print stuff back in the day. It's pretty wild. People want them for whatever reason, or maybe they use them. People spell stuff out with them. And I have found some at a yard sale a while back. But the issue there was I was newer at reselling at that point, and the lady had them priced up, and I just had the thought that I could get more money out of them than I did, and they were long tailed too. I still made money off of them, but yeah, it's obviously better to find stuff like this at a good price. And if you have like the whole alphabet, and depending on how many you have, of course, the more money you can get out of them. People on Etsy I've seen are parting them out and selling letter by letter, so you can like do a bulk listing and sell them for like 10, $15 a piece and do it that way too. Yeah, so you can sell them however you want, quick flip, part it out, whatnot. And also, while I was looking for these, I kept finding the actual drawers that they went in. Those sell for good money too. So as you can see, a lot of them look pretty similar. I'm assuming these would be a little higher to ship. I mean, they're flat, but they're kind of big. Let's see, 31 shipping, 24, 18. So yeah, I guess not too bad. And if you sell like marketplace or do some local stuff, you could always do that too. But definitely be on the lookout for vintage letterpress wood letters and the little metal letters and the drawers. All right, guys, that's all I got for today. Hope y'all are doing well. I'm excited because this weekend is my local yard sales in my hometown, and that's always fun because I can just walk out my door and walk around, and it's very convenient. Even though think it's supposed to rain like both Friday and Saturday, which is kind of a bummer, but I don't care, man. I'll be out there with my umbrella hitting the town. I know you guys would too. You guys would all be with me. That would be fun, actually, now that I think about it. Hope you all are doing well and enjoying the nicer weather, the warmer weather. The flowers are blooming, everything's beautiful, and just taking time to enjoy all that because we should. We need to slow down. Being a reseller, sometimes it can be a little hectic. I feel like I struggle sometimes with like separating work from life because when you're a reseller, you can just pretty much do your job all the time, which is kind of a cool thing. Like I can be waiting in line or like in my car waiting for something and just get on my phone and start posting stuff, which is really cool. I do like that part of it, but also that can be a double-edged sword where you struggle being more present and in the moment, and that's when you got to pull yourself back in the moment and just practice being in the moment. It's all part of the journey, guys. I know you know what I'm saying. All right, guys, I'll be back soon. Y'all be good out there. Happy hunting, and I'll see you on the next one. Toodaloo.